All it takes is a few seconds of bravery. We've all heard the cliche sayings like, just do it and face your fears. But to some extent, those are just some bullshit quotes that you'll find on a mug in some influencer's house next to their live, laugh, and love sign. But today I want to talk about courage. I promise this video won't just be me telling you to just go for it. I mean, maybe at the end, but I really wanted to talk about courage. So we all know our minds, right? Like, we use it to click on this video, we use it when we play mind games like chess, and overall I'd say it plays a big role in our lives. But it seems like when we're under pressure, like we have a big meeting at work, or we're in the last round of a close game or we're playing video games, or even in real life, our minds tend to get the best of us. We start to overthink, we start to clam up, and then, before you know it, the moment has passed, we didn't get the result that we wanted, and we're left wanting to redo it and wishing we could get that moment back. I remember when one of my friends came over and he was talking about this girl that he met at work, and he started talking about her like she was the best person like in the world. And he told me that he wanted to ask her out. And I was like, well, why don't you do it? And he said that he was scared about what she would think, because what if she says no, or what if she looks at him differently from now on? And then I was like, but what if she says yeah? For the record, I asked him a couple days after if he had asked her out, and she ended up saying no, but he said that she doesn't look at him any differently. Side note, if you have a friend that, you asked to do something, or you asked their opinion on something, and they won't think of you any differently because you asked that, then that's a very good friend, because they're not judging you on you not knowing something, or they're not judging you for having a different opinion on something. Anyway, when he was here, before he asked her, I told him that all he needs to do is have courage for 10 seconds. Like, when you really think about it, most things that require courage only takes 10 seconds of courage, maybe sometimes even less than that. Asking out that girl or guy takes 10 seconds of courage because you ask them, and then the decision is theirs to make, and then it's either a yes or a no. But either way, all your nervousness went away because you got it off your chest in a sense, right? It's the same thing when you go like bungee jumping. For the record, I've never been bungee jumping, but that's just what I hear. Like, I remember this clip from Will Smith on his YouTube channel, and he went skydiving, and he said that they made the plan the night before, and he was nervous all night, and he could barely even sleep, and even up to the moment of jumping out of the plane. But after he jumped, he got the feeling like, why was he even scared? Or why was he even nervous? Because it was so blissful just 1 second after jumping, and then you ask yourself, like, why were you even scared? I feel like that's how a lot of things are. You just have to have courage for a short amount of time, but it seems so daunting to be courageous for such a short amount of time that our mind and our brain makes it seem like it has to last forever. Like, you just have to be courageous for 10 seconds to hand in that resignation letter. Now, you can't control your boss's reaction of you resigning. Some of them will congratulate you, hopefully they do. Some of them will be nosy and want to know where you're going. Some might not care, and some might start gossiping about you in the office, talking about you leaving. Either way, you're taking control of your life by just being courageous for just 10 seconds. You just have to be courageous for 10 seconds to sit down with your spouse and tell them how you feel about your job, and that you're thinking of leaving because it's affecting you negatively. Once again, you have no way of knowing how your spouse is going to react, but if they really do love you and if they really are on your side, they'll support your decision provided it's calculated and it's the right decision for you, and especially if you have kids. Switching the topic, everybody's heard of cold showers because they increase circulation and alertness and stuff like that. To be honest, I have no idea if any of those are true, but taking a cold shower isn't the most inviting thing in the world. But back to the 10-second thing, all you need is 10 seconds of courage to go in the shower and be able to withstand that initial shock from the cold water. And then it doesn't seem that bad after a minute or two. 10 seconds is basically all we need. All we have to do is learn how to turn the volume down on emotions like doubting yourself, being fearful, and turning the volume up on things that you do well, like having a good, valuable conversation with somebody and having the ability to listen to them and understand what they're saying, and not just waiting for your turn to talk, but actually listening and understanding them. Like, work on your strengths, don't focus on your weaknesses. But then on the other end of the spectrum, you still have to work on those weaknesses to become a better, let's call it, well-rounded person. Like, I hated talking to people when I was younger. I don't know, but then again, like, I swear every kid is like that, and you're just like naturally shy. But then, as I got older, I used my 10 seconds of courage and I can talk to basically anyone now. One bonus thing is that you can do this little thing that I do. When I'm nervous about talking to somebody, at say a job interview or something like that, I just tell myself that this person I'm about to talk to is made up of the same things as me. Sure, we're different people, we have different things, like, they may live in a big ass house and I live in, a little apartment, but, outside of that, like, when you push all that to the side, fundamentally, we're all the same. Like, we all have blood and bones and a brain, and, everything in our body is basically all the same. In our reality, you're just a sack of blood and, flesh, and the person you're about to talk to is a sack of blood and flesh also. That's basically it. When life is punching you in the face, it doesn't make it any easier if you close your eyes, because it's easier to take hits when your eyes are open, because you can see where the hits are kind of coming from. I'm speaking metaphorically, obviously, but when your eyes are open, you can come up with plans of action to get yourself out of whatever situation that you're in. Closing your eyes or sweeping things under the rug won't make them just go away. A lot of the time, they'll just make them worse because you tried to sweep them under the rug, and the ramifications might be worse when you go back versus if you just faced it the first time and took the punches life was giving you. Everybody's gonna get hit in life. It's how you adapt and pivot, I guess you could say, that matters. See, after my mom died, I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to do anything. You can ask my girl, you can ask most of my close friends, they'll all verify this story. That was the lowest I've ever been in my life, and to be honest, I don't think I'll ever get any lower than that. I don't wish that feeling on my worst enemy, no matter what you did to me. Anyway, I was lying in bed one day, and I was thinking, like, what if my mom saw me like this? What if she saw me crying, depressed, and feeling sorry for myself? I'm not saying it's bad to feel that way. Everybody has feelings like that sometimes. But here's the thing, she wouldn't want that for me. No one's mom would want that for them. No parent in general will want that for their kid at all. So I used my 10 seconds of courage, along with the help of my friends and my girl, to push forward and get out of bed, both physically and, metaphorically. And let me be clear, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you it's easy and I did it overnight, because it's not easy, and you can't do it overnight, and you can't do it alone. But there's no nobility in living a life full of regret. There's no nobility in not asking that person on a date, or not leaving a job that's toxic for your health, both physically and mentally. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that skydiving is easy because Will Smith did it on a YouTube video. I'm not sure if I could even do it, but there's one thing that I don't want you to do. I don't want you to live a life with regrets. We all have, at minimum, 10 seconds of courage. When will you use yours? And as always, thanks for watching.